Tony. It's the motherfucking Tony. Da 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 da. What's poppin', bro? What is poppin', brother? All right, let's post that we are live. Live. You're at work driving? W's. All right. We are waiting. Motherfucker, get away from me. This camera better or is this camera better? Let me see. Is it good to buy gold today? That's what I'm looking for, man. That's what I'm looking for. What's up, Lath? What's up, Murad? How you doing, Murad? I got me some green juice right here. Green juice. Because I'm feeling like shit, man. So what's the catch? What do you mean, Job? Job Samuel? Cody, please give us a juicy setup this afternoon. TB, the juicy setups were yesterday, man. On the YouTube live stream yesterday, I had 2 entries. On the live stream yesterday, I took... This was a trade I took later on in the day, not during the live stream. But on the YouTube live stream, I took this trade right here and caught that move up there. It was just shy of a 1 to 2. And there was also another move I had here, which ended up being a small loss slash break even. I'm going to call it loss slash break even. Looks something like that. So those are the 2 entries we had yesterday. We're currently tapping down into our discount area. All right. We're currently tapping down into our discount area. So we're looking for a move out of this area. Big move in London. I know. That is why, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit hesitant about entering a position here, to be honest with you. I'd much rather it come down. I mean, the same thing happened yesterday, though. Literally the same thing, right? If we have a look at yesterday, we had this big move up during London, like pre-London session. And then we consolidated here for a little bit during the second window, during like New York Open. And then we had that continuation back. And that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. We've had this sharp move up. Now we're getting the consolidation. Let's see if we can get that move back up. That move was also off the discount area as well yesterday. It was beautiful. Lots of rejection in this area. And then we had that 30-minute inside bar candle, if you guys remember. And then we started to get that move back to the upside. So it's almost like identical to yesterday, to be honest with you. Yo, what's up, Vlad? A decent trade will make you feel better. Any updates on the scalp strategy? I'm new here. Are you in a... Nah, I'm not in a trade. No, I'm not in a trade. Looking for a trade, though. Definitely looking for a trade. The boss, Tony. I think 3778 is a mid-risk setup. 3778 down in these lows. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I would prefer a spike down. We got bullish liquidity here. We do have bullish liquidity here. I'd prefer a spike down here and then a move back up. But let's see. Let's see. 4 hour discount. Yeah, we got some discount here from the 4 hour time frame. Can I explain what is a discount area? Basically, we're just looking at, we're just trying to measure these moves, right? We're trying to measure the moves down. And or moves up. And in this case, yesterday, with yesterday's trades, I mean, I can't really explain too much today because we haven't got a setup yet, but with yesterday's trades, we had this move to the upside here. Right, we created a new high, we came down, we created a new low. So if I'm anticipating price to continue from here, which it did, you get an echo. Is it just me? I'm getting like echo. Anybody else getting echo? Hopefully you're not. Not you, no. Nobody else is getting an echo, Vlad. Not sure why you'd be getting an echo. But maybe you got me open on 2 different things, Vlad. You might have me open in Discord maybe. And, you know, like you press play here on Discord maybe. And then you went over to the YouTube. That could be it. Anyway, what we do is we measure these moves right here. So we made a high, we made a low. So then I measured my discount, which is a retracement from that low right here because we're in a bullish move. Obviously, the first things come first, right? While we're in the second window, this is my second trading window. If we have a look, let me just get rid of this right now. If we have a look at the DTG indicator right here, it was telling us that we have a bullish buyer. So we're only looking for buys here. So we know that we need to draw the retracement from here to here. This is our discount area from the low to the high because we are in a bullish move to the upside. So then what we're waiting for is as price is coming back down here, we're looking for price to retrace into this discount area so we can look to get in at a better price rather than getting in at the highs over here, right? We don't want to get in at the highs. We want to get in within this area. So that is what that is discount basically. You're not getting, yeah, it's just you, I think, Vlad. Trump's speech coming in 30 minutes. Trump speech. I know we got the flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI. 11:45, yeah. That would be interesting. Oh, I've also got Fed speech as well. You know what's going to happen here, though, guys? You know what's going to happen? Same thing that happened when they dropped the interest rates, right? Obviously, Powell and his buddies, well, mainly Powell in this, instance, they're going to be talking about more rate cuts coming for the rest of the year. They mentioned it momentarily during the rate cuts last week during the conference. They're going to be talking about rate cuts again. They have to address it again. This is what Powell, if Powell mentions more rate cuts again, you're going to see a massive reaction in the market, right? This is tonight. This is 2:30 a.m. for me. So this is in around about 3 hours ish. So if he does mention rate cuts, we'll see a lot of volatility on gold. But what I'm thinking, again, the market, same as last time, is already pricing in these rate cuts. Right, we've already priced them in. We're already pricing in more rate cuts. It's already happened right here. If they cut the rates, the US dollar is going to lose strength. Gold is going to gain strength, right? That's the basic understanding of when they cut rates. But if they're already pricing in these rate cuts, what we could potentially see here tonight, we've already seen a strong bullish move. We could see the spike down. You might see the spike up initially, maybe into 3.8, that all-time high 3.8. We might hit that key level, and then we might sell off. Same thing what happened over here, right? They dropped the interest rates here from 4.5 to 4.25. Gold should have spiked up, but it spiked up momentarily, and then it sold off and continued selling off for the next day or so, right? Because if you have a look previous to that, if you have a look previous to when they dropped the rates, when was it? Yeah, here. They dropped the rates here, right? Look at the move that happened before that. They already priced in the rate cuts right here. This is what this move was. They already priced them in. So when the rates dropped, when the news came out that they were actually cutting the rates, that's why you saw this actual move to the downside here instead of gold just flying. And then eventually it's continued in that fashion, right? So interesting, just food for thought right there about what kind of move we could be seeing tonight. How, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much can this just fly to the upside here? How much? I mean, obviously it can just keep going. What's the reality going to be here? But that's a lot of pips. What are you talking about, Daniel? The move from yesterday? There are many imbalances and liquidity pending on the 1 hour 4. I think when Fed power speaks, it will come down. Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's what I'm thinking, Kiki. Kiki pop. Am I concerned the 12 hour doesn't have much of a bottom week? Let me have a look. I mean, I am looking at that area. That's what this area is right here. Laser, this liquidity area is those lows. So I am looking at that. I would like a spike down to create that steeper bottom wick, grab this liquidity, and then start pushing up. But we'll see. We'll see. See, I don't really want to yeah, this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. My gut instinct is telling me. My gut instinct is not happy about this area right now. It's not. Even though it is valid. And yesterday we had something similar. We had a very strong move up. We had a very strong move up right here. We had a bit of consolidation at this discount area, and then we had the continuation, which is where we caught those buys there, and then these buys over here as well. But I don't know, man. I've just got a gut instinct right now. I don't like this area. I don't like this area. I would much prefer a spike down, to be honest. The discount area, this, are you talking about this one down here? Are you talking about this discount area down here, Daniel? That's it, the discount that you explained. This one. Well, I mean, you might think that this discount area is quite far away, right, from price. But if you take a look at this move right here, that happened just today, right? What is that? That's a 300, even from these lows here. That's a 422 pip move, right? And that happened within a couple of hours. That happened within 2 hours. So you could very easily reach this level for sure. Even if you're just talking about from here to here, that's 200 pips. It moved 200 pips in around about 30 minutes here. 35 minutes. So it could easily drop from here down into here very quickly. Wants to push up from here though. It has tapped the mid-range of this level. You can see the mid-range right there. Look at that reaction. Look at that. One little spike in. And boom. I appreciate if everybody would drop a like on the YouTube live stream as well if you can. Please and thank you. Like the stream. Like the stream. If you like the video, like the video. There's pending imbalance on the 1 hour. Yeah, to be honest with you, I have no idea. No idea. No idea about imbalance and all that, but I believe you, man. I believe you. I believe you. Do I take a trade here? Do I take a trade? 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 That is the question. That is the question. That is the question, guys. That is the question. I'm feeling like there's going to be some sort of bullish move here. And I want to get in on it, but I have to see a setup first. Sal, you made trading look simple. It is simple. It's simple as long as you want it to be simple. Where's the like? I don't know. It should just be on the video. Just below. There should be just like a thumbs up. And you just click that thumbs up. You just click that thumbs up. Yeah. Is it going to leave without me? Is it going to leave without me? It might leave without me here, guys. It might leave without me. You got it? Let's go. Let's go, Vlad. Let's go. You liked the video. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the stream, like the stream. You know what I mean? If you like the stream, like the stream. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, let's put it here. If you like the stream, like the stream. Huh? You guys hear the music or what? How's work, Tony? All you guys should be keeping your eyes on this, right? This is the best tool. This is the best thing I've ever done for my strategy right here. This right here, automating this based on my strategy. Oh my God. Game fucking changer. Game changer. Do you take a trade now? You can do whatever you want to do, buddy. I'm not taking any trades at the moment. We need some candle closures here. We've got about 50 seconds for a candle closure. Found it. It's ass. You want to quit? Found it like a whole bar share clip, like save. Huh? Oh, yeah. Like, comment, save, clip. All the goods. What is the range here to the highs? It's about 38 pips. When's news? We got news. 5 minutes. You know what? I'm staying out of this. We got news in 5 minutes here. I'm not about to get wrecked by news. I may miss the entry here. Let me see. Yeah, this would be an entry if we start breaking up here. If we start breaking the highs, this is where I'd usually enter. As we're breaking, I wouldn't have entered yet. My entry would be somewhere like here. My entry would be somewhere here. So if I miss it, I miss it. But I'm not trading with news in 5 minutes. We'll wait after. That would be my entry right there if it gets triggered. If it gets triggered. Let's see. Well, we literally got news here. Red folder news in about 4 minutes. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it for the biscuit. Even though I do love biscuits. There we go. Let's see. This is what I didn't want to happen here is I get triggered, and then with news coming, it spikes up and triggers me, and then just fucking starts flying back to the downside. But this would have been my entry. That would have been my entry had we not have had news in a few minutes. I always recommend to not trade during news, and this could be a good lesson actually. Let's see. Isn't Trump? Somebody said Trump speech. Are they sure they didn't mean Powell? Work-wise, ask these managers on my ass, pissing me off. Trading while struggling, keep missing the big moves. Yeah, I mean, it happens, bro. Watching every move makes me feel weird. I want out. Watching your every move, yeah. What's going on with the coaching? What's happening with the coaching? Trump speech also after 10 minutes? Okay. Where can I find that? Can you guys hear the music? Is it too loud or is it? See? You see? You see right here, guys? This is what I'm talking about. You see how I had that instinct? had I would have just got FOMO and said to myself, like, we got news in a couple minutes, but I really want to take this trade. Like, what if I missed the move? And now I would have been triggered in, price would be reversing, and I'd be sitting here going, I shouldn't have taken that. I should have listened to myself. You see what I'm saying? This is the discipline. This is what you, you know, you make a decision, you have to stick with it. And just so, I'll just put news on the chart. And just so you know, I'm not in any, or you think I'm lying about in any positions, I'm not. You can see open trades right here, 0. You see live account. Where can you see that? You can see right here, live account. I don't want to show you the number though. Is it okay to show numbers these days? I never know. But there's the live account. Live account. All right. I don't want to show the number just in case I get hacked. I don't know how that's possible, but it might be. But you can see 0 trades. If I scroll back a little bit. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. If I scroll back a little bit, you're going to be able to see yesterday's trades somewhere. If I just zoom out. So you know that you can see my actual trades on the chart. There we go. Right there. See? So you would see these arrows if I entered anything right there from this trade. But there is no arrows here, right? You don't see any arrows. I didn't enter any trades. Discipline. 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 One more time for the people at the back. Discipline. All right. So is that it? News is out. Are we going to see any reaction here? Pending, pending. It's pending. We don't know the data yet. Let's have a look. Okay, we do. So previous was 54.5. Forecast was 54. Was actually 53.9. All right. All right. Are we going to get any kind of reaction in the market right here? What I missed? Made delivery? Ah, you didn't miss anything. Apart from discipline. Discipline. You know you guys can just tell me to shut up if you want to. You know that, right? You know that, right? That was a pretty boring news event, but we managed to not take a loss right there. So that's a W in my eyes. All right, let's have a look right here. All right, we're getting Chat GPT to break down this event for us right here, this news drop right here. Okay, we're gonna get Chat GPT to break it down, and more specifically, the finance and economics Chat GPT. Right. So actual was 52, forecast was 52.2, previous was 53. This is the flash manufacturing PMI for September. The manufacturing PMI came out below forecast and lower than last month, but it's still above 50. So manufacturing remains in expansion, but it's slowing down. A reading of 52 suggests moderate growth, but the decline from 53 indicates softening factory activity. Possible causes: slower new orders, weaker exports, cost pressures, or supply constraints. I would probably say all of those, to be honest, with the tariffs. Flash services PMI, actual 53.9, forecast 54, previous 54.5. Services PMI also slightly missed expectations and dropped from last month. It's still well above 50, so services sector is expanding, but the pace again is easing, it's slowing down. The services sector, which dominates US GDP, is still driving overall growth, but signs of slight slowdown may affect sentiment. The overall takeaway: this PMI print shows continued growth in both sectors, but slower than expected. So it's still slowly growing, but it's not what they expected, right? So what that means for the USD, what does that mean? Well, it's a mixed signal. Expansion continues, but both PMIs came in below forecast. So that's why if you go to the actual calendar here, we're not seeing any. Usually this shows like red or green if it's positive, or red if it's negative, right? If we go back to like this right here, we can see this came out. This was positive right here. It's green, okay? And same down here. So that's why we didn't see any of that here, right? It came out a bit mixed. Where did that go? It's over here. May lead to mildly dovish interpretation. Let me go back onto the charts over here while gold is selling off. Dovish interpretation, as slower growth could increase expectations of rate cuts sooner from the Fed. So we do have Powell, Mr. Jerome Powell, speaking in a couple of hours. So this data again may even further sway his decision on whether or not to, cut rates again, which at this point I'm pretty positive that they are going to, right? What's up, Raj? Markets could respond with slight USD weakness unless offset by other factors, e.g. hawkish Fed talk or weak data abroad. Treasury yields might dip a little if bond markets read this as reduced inflation / growth risk. All right. So we are actually seeing gold sell off here. We are seeing gold sell off here, even though ChatGPT is saying slight USD weakness unless offset by other factors, right? But in my opinion, again, all this, when they're talking about slight USD weakness and when you're talking about rate cuts, okay, which is going to drive even more USD weakness, we are already seeing those moves. It's already, like I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, it's already being priced in. It's already being priced in. That's what we saw right here with this move to the upside. It has already been priced in. All of these cuts, rate cuts, and this data has already been priced in. Did I tell you I started coaching or not? Yeah, you told me. That's what I'm saying. How's it going? So do we have a Trump speech, guys? Do we have a Donald Trump speech? Trump speech. Trump UN speech. We do. What's he gonna say? Let's watch together. Huh? Interesting. I love this shit. I love this shit. President Trump will be next speaker at UN. All right, what's Brazilian president saying? Wait, where is this? Is this in America? Yeah, New York. United Nations, New York. United Nations, New York. Let's watch it. Do you guys want to hear what this? Do you guys want me to turn up the volume when he starts talking? Yes or no? My knee gets super swollen afterwards, but I enjoy it. I got 4 kids I'm working with. Oh, that's sick. What channel? This is a channel I like to watch. This guy right here. He's not a mainstream media. This is his own YouTube channel. He's got about 14,000 people watching him right now. It's called Agenda Free TV, but it's basically just this guy streaming himself on YouTube, on Twitch, and he breaks it all down. He does the whole, he changes all of this, like he types in his own titles and everything. So I like to support this guy. He's like an independent news channel, doing it all himself. So it's pretty cool. Agenda Free TV. No mainstream media. We don't like mainstream media. Fake news, as Donald Trump would say. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. There we go. Look at that. We tapped into that bullish liquidity area. There's our bullish liquidity. We tapped in. Look at the reaction we've had from there. One little tap. Look at that. What's the bet that somebody has took this trade in the Discord? What is the bet that somebody's in that trade? Oh, Vlad. Let's go, Vlad. Vlad's got me up on the big screen. I don't want to hear myself talk. I don't want to hear myself talk. I do not want to hear myself talk at all. What's this guy yapping about, man? Brazilian president. Nobody cares. Move on, buddy. Move along. You see, now if we get an entry from here, I could be tempted. I could be tempted. We have potentially grabbed bullish liquidity now. We have also rejected the lows of this discount area. You can see we haven't closed below. So if we get a change in the state of delivery here, we start pushing back to the upside. I could be looking at a little something. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to get here. What's Mr. Trump going to say, man? What's Mr. Trumpy going to say? Mr. Donald. Mr. Donald Trump. Oh, we're getting a reaction here, guys. We are getting a reaction. I have the best levels in the game, man. I have the best levels in the game. I have the best levels in the game, and I don't want to hear anything else, man. Look at that. One little tap right here is all that was needed at this bullish discount, this bullish liquidity area. Look at that. And then, boom. One little tap. 90 pip move right there. I have the best levels in the game. The best. By the way, did I tell you guys that I actually met Donald Trump at the White House the other day? I think I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that was cool. He wanted to learn, like, he's been struggling trying to trade gold. He's getting a little bit confused. He tried to trade ICT strategy, and he said, like, it worked for a little bit. But then he started getting confused. Like, it was information overload. So he was like, I need you to clear some shit up for me. I know you're the best in the business. I know you have the best levels. And he only works with the best. So he got me over to the White House real quick. I sat him down. I showed him my strategy. And now he's cool. Now he's ready, man. So he knows how to trade gold. He said he passed I think he was at Apex. He said he did a 25k Apex funded account. Futures though, I don't really trade futures, but he passed it though. Passed it. Crazy. Using my discount, my DTG discount levels. What do you mean KKKK? Ooh, let's see. Let's see. Is he on yet? Is he on? He's not on. This guy's still yapping. Holy shit. Do I take an entry? I kind of want to. No cap. No cap. I'm just chatting shit right now. I'm chatting shit. I'm absolutely chatting shit. I'm delusional. What is in this green juice? What's the time here? Oh, we got hourly closures. If we get a nice button wick, I'm in. Oh, there we go. Nice button wick. All right. Gold is just listening to me right now. It's playing nicely. It is playing nicely. So I will take it. It is playing nicely, guys. You know what happens when gold plays nicely? We make money. It's kind of bouncing around at the moment. I don't really like this, but let's see. My entry is up here somewhere. My entry is up here somewhere. Is he talking yet? Oh my God, this guy's still yapping. What do I care what? Spinach? This is... yeah, I think spinach, cucumber, ginger, lemon, and some other shit. I don't know. What's up, V? Yo, V, did you take the FLS, bro? Did you take the FLS? I literally said I bet somebody in the Discord has taken it, and I literally thought of you when I said that. Why does it? What did you say? Why do you care about what he's gonna say? Does it affect price? It can do. It depends what he's gonna say, though. Really, to be honest. All right, re-break these highs. Re-break the highs. Is he on yet? Oh my god, this guy is still fucking talking. What is he talking about, man? What is this guy yapping about? Well, it doesn't look like it's going to come back up for us. President Trump will be the next speaker. Will I take the trade? I was waiting for this candle to flip. I was waiting for this candle right here to flip. What's up, Colin? Colin, how you doing, Colin? What was that move right there, though? From the FLS, what was that? 100 pip move there to the upside. 100 pip move. A 100 pip move off of the bullish liquidity area. What did that look like on the 1 minute time frame? I wonder. Oh, nice. Look at that. Tapped in and instantly flipped bullish. The 5 has closed below. All right, so now it did not push, so it's coming straight back down. It does not want to give us the buys today, guys. It does not want to give us the buys. We had a couple beautiful buys yesterday, but it doesn't want to give us the buys today, man. No buys. Where's my settings? Me settings. Is this guy gonna is this guy ever gonna get off the fucking mic or what? Brother. This guy's yapping, man. This guy's yapping. He's yapping. I wonder if they're... What's he talking about?
Quality, peace, sustainable development, diversity, and tolerance. May God bless us all. And thank you very much.
Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. Look at that. You guys hear that?
Okay,
On
President Trump
behalf
is
of
next.
the Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Federative Republic of Brazil.
Brazil.
Here comes
Market is
President
shit.
Trump, I believe. He's supposed to be next.
Trump. Market is shit because tonight's new year, 100%.
Here we go.
Trump will open his mouth and go,
I think here we go.
China, and then the market will just go crazy.
Thanks, Larry DM, by the way. Thanks to all of our moderators. Thanks, Travis Becker and Rob Belcher and DS and Kakorino Fiadapoots. Guys, President Trump is supposed to be next. He is supposed to be next.
Look at all the security. I wonder what he's going to say.
I saw footage on TV of him getting there. So he is at the U.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to talk about Israel and Palestine, right? Because yesterday, Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom had a joint press release recognizing the state of Palestine, and Trump does not recognize the state of Palestine, right? So he's going to have to, surely he's going to have to speak about that at this United Nations press conference right here, surely.
Request protocol to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the Assembly.
His Excellency. Who'd up? Is that, there he is. There he is, I see him. Look how he walks out.
Here we go.
Ready? Full port, boys.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter, because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. Hello, Madam First Lady. Thank you very much for being here. And Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, First Lady of the United States, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 6 years have passed since I last stood in this grand hall and addressed a world that was prosperous and at peace in my first term.
Everybody here?
Since that day, the guns of war have shattered the peace I forged on 2 continents. An era of calm and stability gave way to one of the great crises of our time. And here in the United States, 4 years of weakness, lawlessness, and radicalism under the last administration delivered our nation into a repeated set of disasters. 1 year ago, our country was in deep trouble, but today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, and there is no other country even close. America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders.
He says this at every speech.
The strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation. Inflation like we've never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated. The only thing that's up is the stock market, which just hit a record high. In fact, it hit a record high.
He mentioned the stock market.
in the last short period of time.
Everybody buy.
Growth is surging. Manufacturing is booming. The stock market, as I said, is doing better than it's ever done. And all of you in this room benefit by that, almost everybody. And importantly, workers' wages are rising at the fastest pace in more than 60 years. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? In 4 years of President Biden, we had less than $1 trillion of new investment into the United States. In just 8 months since I took office, we have secured commitments and money already paid for $17 trillion. Think of it, 4 years, less than $1 trillion, 8 months, much more than $17 trillion is being invested in the United States, and it's now pouring in from all parts of the world. We've implemented the largest tax cuts in American history and the largest regulation cuts in American history, making this once and again the best country on earth to do business. And many of the people in this room are investing in America, and it's turned out to be an awfully good investment during this 8-month period. In my first term, I built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the best economy ever, history of the world. And I'm doing the same thing again, but this time it's actually much bigger and even better. The numbers far surpass my record-setting first term. On our southern border, we have successfully repelled a colossal invasion. And for the last 4 months, and that's 4 months in a row, the number of illegal aliens admitted and entering our country has been 0. Hard to believe, because if you look back just a year ago, it was millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, from prisons, from mental institutions, drug dealers. All over the world they came. They just poured into our country with the ridiculous open border policy of the Biden administration. Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail, or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that. You know what that means. I want to thank the country of El Salvador for the successful and professional job
What does that mean?
they've done in receiving and jailing so many criminals that entered our country. And it was under the previous administration that the number became record-setting, and they're all being taken out. You have no choice. And other countries have no choice, because other countries are in the exact same situation with immigration. It's destroying your country, and you have to do something about it. On the world stage, America is respected again.
Damn. Damn, who's he talking about?
Respected before. You think about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or 1 year ago, we were a laughingstock all over the world. At the NATO summit in June, virtually all NATO members formally committed to increase defense spending at my request from 2% to 5% of GDP, making our alliance far stronger and more powerful than it was ever before. In May, I traveled to the Middle East to visit my friends and rebuild our partnerships in the Gulf and those valued relationships with Saudi Arabia,
EU,
Qatar,
I think he's talking about a
the
couple
UAE,
countries actually.
and other countries are
EU is
now,
definitely a big one.
I believe, closer than ever before. My administration has negotiated one historic trade deal after another, including with the United Kingdom, the European Union, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and many, many others. Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were
Oh, here he
unendable.
goes. He talks about this
You're never
every
gonna
fucking
get
press
them
conference.
solved. Some were going for 31 years, 2 of them, 31, think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years. One was 28 years. I ended 7 wars. And in all cases, they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, the Congo and Rwanda, a vicious, violent war that was, Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan. It included all of them. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. I'm very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them.
Oh, shit. He's calling them all out.
7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
I wonder if they you know, broke the teleprompter on purpose to try and throw him off because of what he's going to say. I mean, he's already calling them out. He's already saying, like, I got no help from the United Nations in trying to stop these wars. Like, he's at the United Nations right now. He's calling out everybody in that room, basically.
And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you. I think
okay, now it's working.
The other way, it's easier. Thank you very much. I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential.
Yeah, he's going on. He's going in on them right now.
To living up to that potential, for the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action. Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our country received no credit, never receives credit. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with their mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars. What I care about is not winning prizes, it's saving lives. We saved millions and millions of lives with the 7 wars. And we have others that we're working on, and you know that. Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump, I bid on the renovation and rebuilding of this very United Nations complex. I remember it so well. I said at the time that I would do it for $500 million, rebuilding everything. It would be beautiful. I used to talk about, I'm going to give you marble floors. They're going to give you terrazzo.
Damn, he's flexing on them now.
The best of everything. You're going to have mahogany walls. They're going to give you plastic. But they decided to go in another direction, which was much more expensive at the time, and which actually produced a far inferior product. And I realized that they did not know what they were doing when it came to construction, and that their building concepts were so wrong, and the product that they were proposing to build was so bad and so costly. It was going to cost them a fortune. And I said, and wait till you see.
Bro, he's just tearing into the United Nations right now. What the fuck is going on? Like, what is this all about? He's going in on them right now, man. by the way, we're getting rid of this discount area because it's not holding up. Obviously, we're breaking through it now. We did grab liquidity a couple of times. We saw that spike up, but we're starting to see the fall through. So we was looking at entries in this general area to see if we get a pop back up if it wanted to do that. There's no telling if gold was not, or was or was not going to do that. It did it yesterday, so it could easily have done it today. There's the move yesterday, consolidation, then it continued to pop. Here's the move today, consolidation, pop back up. But obviously we're coming down for a deeper retracement now. So I'm looking at like this general area right here, 3752, 3756, 3752, somewhere in this general area. But man, he's going ham right now. He's going in on these motherfuckers right now. He's flexing on them. He's calling them out. He's telling them they got no taste.
See the overruns. Well, I turned out to be right. They had massive cost overruns and spent between $2 and $4 billion on the building and did not even get the marble floors that I promised them. You walk on terrazzo. Do you notice that? As far as I'm concerned, frankly, looking at the building and getting stuck on the escalator, they still haven't finished the job. They still haven't finished. That was years ago. The project was so corrupt that Congress actually asked me to testify before them on the tremendous waste of money, because it turned out that they had no idea what it was, but they knew it was anywhere between $2 and $4 billion as opposed to $500 million with a guarantee. But they had no idea, and I said it cost much more than $5 billion. Unfortunately, many things in the United Nations are happening just like that, but on an even much bigger scale, much, much bigger. Very sad to see. Whether the UN can manage to play a productive role, I've come here today to offer the hand of American leadership and friendship to any nation in this assembly that is willing to join us in forging a safer, more prosperous world. And it's a world that we'll be much happier with. A dramatically better future is within our reach.
Can we take a buy? I just mentioned that, Calvin, that I'm looking for price to come down into 3756 to 3752. This is my next area. I'm going to be looking at buys now. I did have my area here within this range, but we did have slight bounces in here, but now we're coming back down. We're correcting this move here during London session. So I'm looking at this area. Not really anything else, to be honest. I wouldn't personally be taking any buys in this area yet. Personally, that's just me though. You are more than welcome to do whatever you like.
But to get there, we must reject the failed approaches of the past and work together to confront some of the greatest threats in history. There is no more serious danger to our planet today than the most powerful and destructive weapons ever devised by man, of which the United States, as you know, has many. Just as I did in my first term, I've made containing these threats a top priority, starting with the nation of Iran. My position is very simple. The world's #1 sponsor of terror can never be allowed to possess the most dangerous weapon. That's why shortly after taking office, I sent the so-called Supreme Leader a letter making a generous offer. I extended a pledge of full cooperation in exchange for a suspension of Iran's nuclear program. The regime's answer was to continue.
Damn, Iran are sitting in the room. Islamic Republic of Iran. They're all just sitting looking at him like, you motherfucker. You bitch ass motherfucker. Damn, he's looking straight at them as well, like, yeah, motherfuckers, I bombed your shit. What's up, Simon? Yo, this is kind of This is kind of crazy, no? The number one, what did he say? Sponsor of terror cannot have nuclear weapons. You're all good? Yeah, I'm good too, Simon. I'm good. That's crazy. Look at their faces.
Continue their constant threats to their neighbors and U.S. interests throughout the region, and some great countries that are right nearby. Today, many of Iran's former military commanders, in fact, I can say almost all of them, are no longer with us. They're dead. And 3 months ago, in Operation Midnight Hammer, 7 American B-2 bombers
He's
dropped
looking straight at them, man.
30,000-pound each bombs on Iran's key nuclear facilities, totally obliterating everything. No other country on earth could have done what we did. No other country has the equipment to do what we did. We have the greatest weapons on earth. We hate to use them. But we did something that for 22 years people wanted to do. With Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity demolished, I immediately brokered an end to the 12-day war, as it's called, between Israel and Iran, with both sides agreeing to fight no longer. As everyone knows, I have also been deeply engaged in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza. Have to get that done. Have to get it done.
Ceasefire in Gaza. Yeah, I'm good, man. Good live trade. Yeah. Did you watch the trade? Was you in the live stream yesterday, Simon, when we took those buys?
Unfortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace. We can't forget October 7th, can we? Now, as if
Israel is in the house. Israel. This is what I talked about before. He's going to have to address that situation. Palestine, Hamas, Israel, and the fact that I wonder if he's going to mention the fact that the UK, Australia, Canada have acknowledged that, you know, Palestine is now a state. Oh, you watched it later? Yeah, nice. What did you think, man? What did you think? They were the scalp entries.
If to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas and giving so much, because they've taken so much, this could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now. Thank you. Thank you. As we have got to come together, and we will come together, going to get it done. We have to stop the war in Gaza immediately. We have to stop it. We have to get it done. We have to negotiate, immediately have to negotiate peace. We got to get the hostages back. We want all 20 back. We don't want 2 and 4. As you know, I got, along with Steve Witkoff and others that helped us, Marco Rubio, we got most of them back. We were involved in all of them. But I always said the last 20 are going to be the hardest, and that's exactly what happened. We have to get them back now. We don't want to get back 2, and then another 2, and then 1, and then 3. Have this process. No, we want them all back, and we want the actually 38 dead bodies back too. Those parents came to me, and they want them back, and they want them back very quickly and very badly, as though they were alive. They want them. They want them every bit as much as if their son or daughter were alive. I've also been working relentlessly, stopping the killing in Ukraine. I thought that would be, of the 7 wars that I stopped, I thought that would be the easiest because of my relationship with President Putin, which had always been a good one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But, you know, in war, you never know what's going to happen. There are always lots of surprises, both good and bad. Everyone thought Russia would win this war in 3 days, but it didn't work out that way. It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad. No matter what happens from here on out, this was something that should have taken a matter of days, certainly less than a week, and they've been fighting for 3.5 years.
That's actually Zelensky right there. Because we didn't see the Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu. We saw a representative, and we didn't see the Iran president or prime minister, whatever it is. We saw representatives as well, but Zelensky's actually there. I wonder, he's probably going to be doing a speech. That's why.
And killing anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 young soldiers, mostly soldiers, on both sides, every single week. From 5,000 to 7,000 dead young people, and some in cities, much smaller numbers, where rockets are shot, where drones are dropped. This war would never have started if I were president. This was a war that should have never happened. It shows you what leadership is, what bad leadership can do to a country. Look what happened to the United States, and look where we are right now in just a short period of time. The only question now is how many more lives will be needlessly lost on both sides. China and India are the primary funders of the ongoing war by continuing to purchase Russian oil. But inexcusably, even NATO countries have not cut off much Russian energy and Russian energy products, which, as you know, I found out about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy.
Oh, he's going in. He's calling them all out, man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Now, this is actually beautiful. They're sitting right there. And he's saying they're the main funders to Russia. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Think of it.
Look at this guy's face right here. And this guy's he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Look. This guy's like, really? Really?
They're funding the war against themselves. Who the hell ever heard of that one? In the event that Russia is not ready to make a deal to end the war, then the United States is fully prepared to impose a very strong round of powerful tariffs, which would stop the bloodshed, I believe, very quickly. But for those tariffs to be effective, European nations, all of you are gathered here right now, would have to join us in adopting the exact same measures. I mean, you're much closer to this. We have an ocean in between. You're right there. And Europe has to step it up.
That's Russia right there. Look, they're filming it. They're live streaming this straight to Putin right now. They're sending it straight to him. Like, look at this motherfucker. What the fuck is he saying? Look at this guy's face. Yo, this is comedy. This is actually comedy. I need to watch this shit more often.
They can't be doing what they're doing. They're buying oil and gas from Russia while they're fighting Russia. It's embarrassing to them, and it was very embarrassing to them when I found out about it.
Look, that's them right there. This is Russia right here, sitting right in front of him. These guys right here filming him. That's Russia. That's hilarious, man.
I can tell you that. They have to immediately cease all energy purchases from Russia. Otherwise, we're all wasting a lot of time. So I'm ready to discuss this. We're going to discuss it today with the European nations, all gathered here. I'm sure they're thrilled to hear me speak about it, but that's the way it is. I like to speak my mind and speak the truth. As we seek to reduce the threat of dangerous weapons today, I'm also
What is that? International Atomic Energy Agency. International Fund for what? Something development.
also calling on every nation to join us in ending the development of biological weapons once and for all. And biological is terrible, and nuclear is even beyond, and we include nuclear in that. We want to have a cessation of the development of nuclear weapons. We know, and I get to view it all the time. Sir, would you like to see? And I look at weapons that are so powerful that we just can't ever use them. If we ever use them, the world literally might come to an end. There would be no United Nations to be talking about. There would be no nothing. Just a few years ago, reckless experiments overseas gave us a devastating global pandemic. Yet despite that worldwide catastrophe, many countries are continuing extremely risky research into bioweapons and man-made pathogens. This is...
Wait. So Trump is saying, he's obviously talking about COVID. Who's he looking at right there? I'm pretty sure he's looking at China right there. Where's China? So Trump is basically saying that COVID was a biochemical, research in China that got leaked. Is basically what he's saying. He's blaming China for that, basically.
Unbelievably dangerous. To prevent potential disasters, I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce biological weapons convention, which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world by pioneering an AI verification system that everyone can trust. Hopefully the UN can play a constructive role, and it will also be one of the early projects under AI. Let's see how good it is, because a lot of people are saying it could be one of the great things ever, but it also can be dangerous, but it could be put to tremendous use and tremendous good, and this would be an example of that. Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the #1 political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration.
No way, 25 million illegal immigrants. Is he talking about immigrants in general or illegal? 25 million illegal immigrants in 4 years is crazy. Crazy. But again, he's calling out the UN. He's saying that what did he say? They've funded an assault on Western countries, funding illegal immigration. That's crazy. He's calling them out right now, man. This is actually insane.
And now we have it stopped, totally stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net. We have reasserted that America belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand in defense of their citizens as well. You have to do that because I see it. I'm not mentioning names. I see it, and I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody is ever, and nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed, so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law. But you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained. What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to control their own borders. You have the right to control your borders, as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries and paid for by the people of that nation that were there and that built that particular nation at the time. They put their blood, sweat, tears, money into that country, and now they're being ruined. Proud nations must be allowed to protect their communities and prevent their societies from being overwhelmed by people they have never seen before, with different customs, religions, with different everything. Where migrants have violated laws, lodged false asylum claims, or claimed refugee status for illegitimate reasons, they should, in many cases, be immediately sent home. And while we will always have a big heart for places and people that are struggling and truly compassionate, answers will be given. We have to solve the problem, and we have to solve it in their countries, not create new problems in our countries. And we are very helpful to a lot of countries that are just not able to send their people anymore. They used to send them to us in caravans of 25,000, 30,000 people each. These massive caravans of people pouring into our country, totally unchecked and unvetted. But not anymore. According to the Council of Europe, in 2024, almost 50% of inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals or migrants. In Austria, the number was 53% of the people in prisons were from places that weren't from where they are now. In Greece, the number was 54%, and in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did, they repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore. This was a humanitarian act for all involved, because on the trips up, thousands of people a week were dying. Women were being raped. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Raped, horribly beaten, raped. On the trip up, the journey up, it was a long walk. It was a long, arduous journey, indeed. And it was also a historic victory against human trafficking throughout the region. What we did was a victory, and we saved so many lives of people that wouldn't make the journey. That journey was loaded up with death. Loaded up with death. Dead bodies all along the roads of jungles to get up. They go through jungles, they go through areas so hot you couldn't breathe. They were dying of suffocation, areas so hot that you couldn't breathe. Dead bodies all over. By them not coming, we're saving tremendous numbers of lives. My people have done a fantastic job in doing what they did, and the American public.
What is everyone's thoughts about this right now? Be honest. What is your thoughts about what he's saying right now?
Agrees with it. I mean, I was very proud to see this morning I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had. Part of it is because of what we've done on the border. I guess the other part is what we've done in the economy. Joe Biden's policies empowered murderous gangs, human smugglers, child traffickers, drug cartels, and prisoners from all over the world. The previous administration also lost nearly 300,000 children. Think of that. They lost more than 300,000 children, little children, who were trafficked into the United States on the Biden watch, many of whom have been raped, exploited, and abused, and sold. Sold. Nobody talks about that. The fake news doesn't write about it. With many others, young children who are missing or dead. And we found a lot of these children, and we're sending them back, and we've been sending them back to their parents. They said, nobody knows who they are. They said, where do you come from? And they'll give us a country, and we'll find out, and we'll figure it out, and we'll bring them back to their homes.
100% true, rambling but true.
Mother and father rush to the door, and their tears in their eyes. They can't believe that they're seeing their son or daughter, their little son or daughter again. We've done almost 30,000 of them so far. Any system that results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil. Yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done, and it's what it's all about. In America, those days, as you know, are over. The Trump administration is working, and we are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem, and also, as I said, to get back the 30,000 we've already returned. Now I think we're going to have another. We're going to find a lot. You're not going to find all of them. 300, more than 300,000. They're lost or they're dead. They're lost or they're dead because of the animals that did this. To protect our citizens, I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as and you see this, and you see it happening right before your eyes. Let's put it this way. People don't like taking big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by Venezuela. They tend not to want to travel very quickly anymore. And we've virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea. We call them the water drugs. They kill.
He's talking about, for those of you who don't know, he's talking about, I think it was like last month, they bombed a few boats out in the ocean, coming from Venezuela or along Venezuela, trying to bring like a shit ton of drugs into the US. They literally fucking destroyed their boats, man.
Hundreds of thousands of people. I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as foreign terrorist organizations, along with two bloodthirsty transnational gangs, probably the worst gangs anywhere in the world, MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua is from Venezuela, by the way. Such organizations torture, maim, mutilate, and murder with impunity. They're the enemies of all humanity. For this reason, we've recently begun using the supreme power of the United States military to destroy Venezuelan terrorists and trafficking networks led by Nicolas Maduro. to every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America, please be warned that we will blow you out of existence. That's what we're doing. We have no choice. Can't let it happen. They're destroying. I believe we lost 300,000 people last year to drugs. 300,000.
Will blow you out of existence.
Fentanyl and other drugs. Each boat that we sink carries drugs that would kill more than 25,000 Americans. We will not let that happen. Energy is another area where the United States is now thriving like never before. We're getting rid of the falsely named renewables. By the way, they're a joke. They don't work. They're too expensive. They're not strong enough to fire up the plants that you need to make your country great. The wind doesn't blow. Those big windmills are so pathetic and so bad, so expensive to operate. And they have to be rebuilt all the time, and they start to rust and rot. Most expensive energy ever conceived, and it's actually energy. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. You lose money, the governments have to subsidize. You can't put them out without massive subsidies. And most of them are built in China, and I give China a lot of credit. They build them, but they have very few wind farms. So why is it that they build them and they send them all over the world, but they barely use them? You know what they use? Coal. They use gas. They use almost anything, but they don't like wind. But they sure as hell like selling the windmills. Europe, on the other hand, has a long way to go, with many countries being on the brink of destruction because of the green energy agenda. And I give a lot of credit to Germany. Germany was being led down a very sick path, both on immigration, by the way, and on energy. They were going green, and they were going bankrupt. And the new leadership came in, and they went back to where they were, with fossil fuel and with nuclear, which is good.
Yeah, please tell you know, the Australian fucking PM that as well. Call him out, please.
It's now safe, and you can do it properly. But they went back to where they were, and they opened up a lot of different plants, energy producing plants, and they're doing well. I give Germany a lot of credit for that. They've said this is a disaster, what's happening. They were going all green. All green is all bankrupt.
That's what Australia is doing.
And it's not politically correct. I'll be very badly criticized for saying it, but I'm here to tell the truth. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm in New York City. I'm feeling a lot safer. Crime, we're getting crime down. And by the way, speaking of crime, Washington, D.C. was the crime capital of America. Now it's after 12 days, it's a totally safe city. Everyone's going out to dinner. They're going out to restaurants. Your wife can walk down the middle of the street with or without you. Nothing's going to happen. My people have done a fantastic job. And yes, I called in the National Guard, and the National Guard took care of business, and they weren't politically correct, but they took care of business. We got 1,700 career criminals out, brought them back to where they came from, the countries where they came from, or put them in jails. Washington, D.C. is now a totally safe city again, and I welcome you to come. In fact, we'll have dinner together at a local restaurant, and we'll be able to walk. We don't have to go by an armor-plated vehicle. We'll walk right over there from the White House. They've given up their powerful edge, a lot of the countries that we're talking about, in oil and gas, such as essentially closing the great North Sea oil. Oh, the North Sea, I know it so well. Aberdeen was the oil capital of Europe, and there's tremendous oil that hasn't been found in the North Sea. Tremendous oil. And I was with the Prime Minister I respect and like a lot, and I said, you're sitting with the greatest asset. They essentially closed it by making it so highly taxed that no developer, no oil company can go there. They have tremendous oil left, and more importantly, they have tremendous oil that hasn't even been found yet. And what a tremendous asset for the United Kingdom. And I hope the Prime Minister is listening, because I told it to him 3 days in a row. That's all he heard. North Sea oil, North Sea, because I want to see them do well. I want to stop seeing them ruining that beautiful Scottish and English countryside with windmills and massive solar panels that go 7 miles by 7 miles, taking away farmland. But we're not letting this happen in America. In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be irreversible, as any nuclear holocaust would be. This is what they said at the United Nations. What happened? Here we are. Another UN official stated in 1989 that within a decade, entire nations could be wiped off the map by global warming. Not happening.
I actually remember this. I actually remember I was actually, when I was reading about this, about what they were saying about global warming, I was actually fucking terrified. I was actually like, what the fuck? Like, what is going to happen? I was only young, but...
You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world. But then it started getting cooler. So now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop people that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail. I'm the president of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe. I love the people of Europe. And I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration. This double-tailed monster destroys everything in its wake, and they cannot let that happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice. You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage. They must take control strongly and immediately of the unmitigated immigration disaster and the fake energy catastrophe before it's too late. The carbon footprint is a hoax made up by people with evil intentions, and they're heading down a path of total destruction. You know, the carbon footprint was a big, big thing a few years ago. I remember hearing about the carbon footprint, and then President Obama would get into Air Force One, a massive Boeing 747, and not a new one, an old one with old engines that spew everything into the atmosphere. He'd talk about the carbon footprint, we must do so. Then he'd get in and he'd fly from Washington to Hawaii to play a round of golf. And then he'd get back onto that big, beautiful plane, and he'd fly back and he'd talk about, again, global warming and the carbon footprint. It's a con job. At extreme cost and expense, Europe reduced its own carbon footprint by 37%. Think of that. Congratulations, Europe. Great job. You cost yourself a lot of jobs, a lot of factories closed, but you reduced the carbon footprint by 37%. However, for all of that sacrifice and much more, it's been totally wiped out, and then some, by a global increase of 54%. Much of it coming from China and other countries that are thriving around China, which now produces more CO2 than all the other developed nations in the world. So all of these countries are working so hard on the carbon footprint, which is nonsense, by the way. It's nonsense. You know, it's interesting. In the United States, we have still radicalized environmentalists, and they want the factories to stop. Everything should stop. No more cows. We don't want cows anymore. I guess they want to kill all the cows. They want to do things that are just unbelievable, and you have it too. But, you know, we have a border, strong, and we have a shape, and that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. And if we had the most clean air, and I think we do, we have very clean air. We have the cleanest air we've had in many, many years. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows. And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. And the environmentalists refuse to acknowledge that. Same thing with garbage. In Asia, they dump much of their garbage right into the ocean. And over about a 1 week and 2 week journey, it flows right past Los Angeles. You've seen it.
Cows and air, let's buy, yeah. Cows, man. Invest in cows right now. Invest in cows. Dairy. Vietnam dairy products. Come on, give me something. Invest in dairy, guys. Invest in dairy. Invest in air.
In it, massive amounts of garbage, almost too much to do anything about, flowing past Los Angeles, past San Francisco, and then somebody will get in trouble because he dropped a cigarette on the beach. The whole thing is crazy. The primary effect of these brutal green energy policies has not been to help the environment, but to redistribute manufacturing and industrial activity from developed countries that follow the insane rules that are put down to polluting countries that break the rules and are making a fortune. They're making a fortune. European electricity bills are now 4 to 5 times more expensive than those in China, and 2 to 3 times higher than the United States. And our bills are coming way down. You probably see that our gasoline prices are way down. You know, we have an expression, drill, baby, drill, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be much lower in a year from now. But they've come way down over the last year. As a result, every...
How long is this gonna... Is he gonna yap for, man?
Air conditioner is like very uncommon to see one in some of these countries because the electric costs are so high. So while the U.S. has approximately 1,300 heat-related deaths annually, that's a lot, Europe loses more than 175,000 people to heat deaths each year. Because the costs are so expensive, you can't turn on an air conditioner. What is that all about? That's not Europe. That's not the Europe that I love and know. All in the name of pretending to stop the global warming hoax. The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to inflict pain on themselves and radically disrupt their entire societies must be rejected completely and totally. And
175,000 people a year in Europe die from extreme heat. 175,000 people a year. Yeah, it's because I keep pausing it,
That's
Laser.
why in America I withdrew from the fake Paris Climate Accord, where, by the way, America was paying so much more than every country. Others weren't paying. China didn't have to pay until 2030. Russia was given an old standard that was easy to meet, a 1990 standard. But for the United States, we're supposed to pay like $1 trillion. And I said, this is another scam. The fact is, the United States has been taken advantage of by the world for many, many years, but not any longer, as you probably noticed. I unleashed massive energy production and signed historic executive orders to hunt for oil, but we don't have to do much hunting because we have the most oil of any nation anywhere, oil and gas in the world. And if you add coal, we have the most of any nation in the world. Clean, I call it clean, beautiful coal. You can do things today with coal that you couldn't have done 10 years ago, 15 years. So I have a little standing order in the White House. Never use the word coal, only use the words clean, beautiful coal. Sounds much better, doesn't it? But we stand ready to provide any country with abundant, affordable energy supplies if you need them, when most of you do. We're proudly exporting energy all over the world. We're now the largest exporter. In the United States, we want trade and robust commerce with all nations, everybody. We want to help nations. We're going to help nations. But it must also be fair and reciprocal. The challenge with trade is much the same with climate. The countries that followed the rules, all their factories have been plundered. It's really sad to watch. They've been broken. They've been broken by countries that broke the rules. That's why the United States is now applying tariffs to other countries, and much as these tariffs were for many years applied to us, uncontrollably applied to us. We've used tariffs as a defense mechanism under the Trump administration, including my first term, where hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs were taken in. And by the way, we had the lowest inflation, and now we have very low inflation. The only thing different is that we have hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into our country. But this is how we will ensure that the system works for everyone and is sustainable into the future. We're also using tariffs to defend our sovereignty and security throughout the world, including against nations that have taken advantage of former U.S. administrations for decades, including the most corrupt, incompetent administration in history, the sleepy Joe Biden administration. Brazil now faces major tariffs in response to its unprecedented efforts to interfere in the rights and freedoms of our American citizens and others, with censorship, repression, weaponization, judicial corruption, and targeting of political critics in the United States. I have a little problem saying this because I must tell you, I was walking in and the leader of Brazil was walking out. We saw him, and I saw him, he saw me, and we embraced. And then I'm saying, can you believe I'm going to have much time to talk, like about 20 seconds. They were in retrospect, I'm glad I waited because this thing didn't work out too well. But we did talk. We had a good talk, and we agreed to meet next week, if that's of interest. But he seemed like a very nice man, actually. He liked me, I liked him. But if you, and I only do business with people I like. When I don't like them, I don't like them. But we had, at least for about 39 seconds, we had excellent chemistry. It's a good sign. But also in the past, Brazil, can you believe this, unfairly tariffed our nation, but now because of our tariffs, we are hitting them back, and we're hitting them back very hard. As president, I will always defend our national sovereignty and the rights of American citizens. So I'm very sorry to say this, that Brazil is doing poorly and will continue to do poorly. They can only do well when they're working with us. Without us, they will fail, just as others have failed. It's true. Next year, the United States will celebrate the 250th.
Damn. Does he still like Modi? I think he still likes Modi. Yeah. I'm pretty sure him and Modi spoke not too long ago. I'm not sure about. I'm waiting to see if he's going to say anything about China now.
50th anniversary of our glorious independence.
The tariffs.
A testament to enduring power and American freedom and spirit. We will also be proudly hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and shortly thereafter the 2028 Olympics, which is going to be very exciting. I hope you all come. I hope that countless people from all over the globe will take part of these will be great celebrations of liberty and human achievement, and that together we all can rejoice in the miracles of history that began in July 4th, 1776, when we founded the light to all nations and It's something really that an amazing thing came out of that date. It's called the United States of America. In honor of this momentous anniversary, I hope that all countries who find inspiration in our example will join us in renewing our commitment, values, and those values really that we hold so dear together. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. In closing, I just want to repeat that immigration and the high cost of so-called green renewable energy is destroying a large part of the free world and a large part of our planet. Countries that cherish freedom are fading fast because of their policies on these two subjects. You need strong borders and traditional energy sources if you are going to be great again. Whether you have come from north or south, east or west, near or far, every leader in this beautiful hall today represents a rich culture, a noble history, and a proud heritage that makes each nation majestic and unique, unlike anything else in human history or any other place on the face of the earth.
I'm going to come to America and watch a game.
To Lima, from Rome to Athens, from Paris to Seoul, from Cairo to Tokyo and Amsterdam to right here in New York City, we stand on the shoulders of the leaders and legends, generals and giants, heroes and titans who won and built our beloved nations, all of our nations, with their own courage, strength, spirit, and skill. Our ancestors climbed mountains, conquered oceans, crossed deserts, and trekked over wide open plains. They charged into thunderous battles, plunged into grave dangers, and they were soldiers and farmers and workers and warriors and explorers and patriots. They built towns into cities, tribes into kingdoms, ideas into industries, and small islands into mighty empires. You're a part of all of that. They were champions for their people who never gave up and who never, ever gave in. Their values defined our national identities. Their visions forged our magnificent destiny. Everybody in this room is a part of it in your own way. Each of us inherits the deeds and the myths, the triumphs, the legacies of our own heroes and founders who so bravely showed us the way. Our ancestors gave everything for homelands that they defended with pride, with sweat, with blood, with life, and with death. Now the righteous task of protecting the nations that they built belongs to each and every one of us. So together let us uphold our sacred duty to our people and to our citizens. Let us protect their borders, ensure their safety, preserve their cultures, treasure, and traditions, and fight, fight, fight for their precious dreams and their cherished freedoms. And in friendship and really a beautiful vision, let us all work together to build a bright, beautiful planet, a planet that we all share, a planet of peace and a world that is richer, better, and more beautiful than ever before. That can happen. It will happen. It will happen, and I hope it can happen and start right now, right at this moment. We'll turn it around. We're going to make our countries better, safer, more beautiful. We're going to take care of our people. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. God bless the nations of the world. Thank you very much. Bye.
On behalf of the Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the United States.
All right, that was President Trump. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it with you guys here.
Interesting. What's up, Toby? You want to watch one at a stadium? I'm not coming to the US to watch a World Cup game, man. Come on. It's like me saying to you, you coming to Australia to watch a World Cup game? You're going to say, hell no. I ain't coming to Australia to watch a World Cup game. Loser? Brother. Tony, you would, right? You would. Okay. Okay, let me answer that again. I would like to. But will I? No. In reality. Yes, I would. But will I? Probably not. Make America great. What's the part at the end for, lazy? Colombia winning the World Cup. Now I know you're tripping, bro. Now I know you're tripping. America's not great. Well, Tony's from America, all right? So he can say that. So you tell us, Tony, why isn't America great? You tell us. Well, I got England. Hell no. Probably. I'm saying Spain. I'm saying Spain, or I'm saying Spain are just so good at the moment, man. Spain are so good. I would say Spain, or I would say you can't write France off either. With the players they got. They always have a solid team, man. They got Dembele. Dembele just won the Ballon d'Or. They got Mbappe. Brazil. I don't know about Brazil. I don't think Brazil have it like that anymore. Lamine Yamal, yeah. I mean, Spain, they got Lamine Yamal. They got a very good team at the moment, man. Very good team. They don't have a lot of stars. I would say the only like star they have is Lamine Yamal. But they just have a solid team, like, all round. CR7 deserves one. I mean, Portugal, they're not bad. Portugal are not bad. They won the Euros not so long ago, but I can't see them winning the World Cup. I mean, can you write Argentina off? Again, they won the last World Cup. Can you write them off? Argentina always just fly under the radar, man. Like, I did not expect them to win the World Cup at all. Their team on paper just seems so average. Obviously, they got Messi, but he's like fucking 39 years old. Yeah, Messi's going to play one more. They're not that good. That's what I'm saying, though. But that's what I thought. And then they won the fucking World Cup. So it could really go to anybody, man, if they show up. Like, for that, Argentina just showed up for that World Cup. They just showed up, man. Like, they don't have a great team, but they played really well. Spain and France, probably the strongest candidates, yeah, for sure. Last one for both the GOATs, yeah, I think so. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, man, when I was watching it. I was watching football, and I think Ronaldo or Messi came up. I think at this point, one of them is waiting for the other to retire first. Like, I don't think one of them wants to retire until the other one does. You know what I mean? Like, Messi is not just going to retire if Ronaldo is still there in Saudi Arabia banging in fucking like 50 goals a season. He's just not going to do that. And vice versa with Ronaldo and Messi. I don't think either of them wants to be the one that retired first. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to take like an injury, like a bad injury, or they just straight up get dropped for them for one of them to stop playing, I think. Yeah, exactly, Tony, because them two have absolutely dominated football for the last how long now? They've been the two main faces of football, and it's always Ronaldo or Messi, Ronaldo or Messi, Ronaldo or Messi. So it's 100% like it's a competition for them at this point. Ronaldo's won the Euros, but Messi's won the World Cup. I don't know who has the most Ballon d'Ors. I don't know how. I think Ronaldo has the most goals. But yeah, it's 100% like a competition now at this point. Zlatan has retired, I'm pretty sure. Or they're waiting for their sons to play with them, yeah. Because Ronaldo Jr. plays... I don't know how old. I think he's like 13, 14-ish. Zlatan, yeah, I'm pretty sure Zlatan has retired. He's on the new FC26 though. FIFA. Gold. All right, so let me break this down. There was, you know how I said there was an entry here, didn't get triggered. There was also another entry right here which did get triggered. I didn't take it, but this would have been an entry right here. You would have seen this is a scalp entry, but I didn't take it because the markets right now are just playing. So that would have been about a 40 pip move. After we grab liquidity here, but again, this price action just didn't really fill me with a lot of confidence here. So we grabbed that liquidity and then we're spiking up again. So we initially tapped this liquidity area and we saw an instant reaction all the way back up. This was a 100 pip move. And then we came back down again and we started breaking below and we grabbed it again. Maybe this was higher time frame again. Yeah. And again, guys, we also had, what did we have? We had the inside bar candle. We had two inside bar candles here. Same as yesterday. So we have the pullback. We have discount in here as well. Even though I deleted it, we also have bullish liquidity. And then we're getting inside bar candles. Exact same thing that happened yesterday for these entries. Inside bar candles. 15-minute inside bar candle right here. And we also had a 30-minute inside bar candle right here. So again, I talked about this earlier. Like, we're almost getting identical moves to yesterday. Price moving during London session yesterday, right here. Consolidation, continuation. Price moves during London session here today. Consolidation, continuation. And what sets these off on both days, 30-minute inside bar candle, 30-minute inside bar candle. So if you was in the stream yesterday, you would have seen me mention this, the 30-minute inside bar candle. Inside bar candles often represent that a high volume move is incoming. So again, yes, W's, I guess. Repeating patterns, identifying repeating patterns. I don't usually tend to look at inside bar candles on like lower time frames like the 15-minute or 30-minute. I usually go with my higher time frames, but yeah, the entry would have been this. Stops would have been below here, and then you would have seen at least like a 1-to-1 there. You can maybe target these highs again. I don't know if it's gonna dip up there, but yeah, higher time frame, grabbing liquidity. What is this, a 30-minute? Did that close above? That 30-minute candle closed back in. Now it closed below. Interesting. Yeah, I know, Lazy. Crazy, right? Crazy, man. When I first started trading gold, where was it? We've actually witnessed fucking like, we just trade this shit every day, but we don't actually realize how crazy this is. I first started trading gold. Around about here, man. Yeah, it was just after COVID times, I'm pretty sure, because I started off with Forex and then I eventually switched over to gold. Yeah, it was around like the 1,000, 1,400 area. And now we're at almost 4,000, man. It's crazy. One eight, yeah, man. And now we're just sitting here, just like it's nothing, just trading gold. It's some, you know, it's at the 3.8, almost at 4K, and we're just like, yeah, man. Don't even think twice about it. But this is actually crazy. Should be billionaires by now. I mean, if you had the hindsight, like, which we, you know, it's very hard to have that unless you was very experienced. Like for me, when gold was 1.5, when I first started trading it, 1.5 or something, I was still very fresh to trading and investing. So I wouldn't even think to invest in it long term. But it's just so obvious. Same as Bitcoin. Gold futures has already hit 3.8 though. Gold futures has already hit 3.8. It's already smashed 3.8 right here. There's 3.8. We're currently at 3.8, 3.88, 3.811 or something. You bought your first ounce in 1990? Crazy. What's up, Ryan? Long time. I'm not recognizing your name, man. I apologize. Ryan, have you changed your name or something? I didn't even see 4K as a target. Yeah. To be honest with you, like, I really don't have that kind of mindset. That long-term mindset. I've tried to. Like, I don't even think about gold. Like, even back then, like, I never even used to think about gold hitting 4K. Like, I never even used to look at it like that. I've always been very much like an intraday, day trader, intraday scalper. Like, you know, really just focused on short-term movements. I've never really looked at gold and thought, man, one day we could be at 4,000 or 5,000. How crazy is that? Like, I've never really thought like that personally. When am I entering gold? It's a bit sloppy right now, man, to be honest. We have grabbed liquidity here. We have grabbed liquidity. There's actually closed bearish. Yeah, we've grabbed liquidity. Didn't quite dip into there, did we? This pal speech is about, yeah, I'm not waiting another hour, man. I'm about to dip. Get those long-term silver longs on? Yeah, I should. Interesting speech, though, from Mr. Donald Trump, hey? Interesting. Who spoke next? Was that it? That was the end of it. Interesting. Interesting speech there. Yeah, brother, I am not reading all of that. Wait, transgender surgery and much more. Make America great again. Yep, the usual. To the leader of the Democrat Party, the ball is in your court. I look forward to meeting with you when you become realistic about the things that our country stands for. Do the right thing. We must keep the government open and legislate like true patriots rather than hold American citizens hostage, knowing that they want our now thriving country closed. I'll be happy to meet with them if they agree to the principles in this letter. They must do their job. Brother, nobody cares, bro. Nobody's reading that. All right, nobody's reading that. I promise you. Pals, good afternoon is enough to scare the markets. Yeah, he's talking about long-term, Koro. He's talking about long-term, like 5-10 years. Yo, everybody sub up right now, man. Sub up. Everybody sub up. Silver's on the latest technologies. I have a 0.05 lot, plan to keep it for 5 years. Been in since about 38. 38. Let's have a look. Oh, damn, son. Damn, bro. Nice. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right? If you have a look at gold, like silver is just gonna follow suit, isn't it? Like, it just is. Why wouldn't it? Why would it not follow suit? We're not at all-time highs yet. Where's all-time highs? I think that's coming in. I think it's coming into all-time highs. That's where it wants to go right now, which was 49 in 2011. He wants to hit that 50 mark, man. He wants to hit that 50 mark. Look how close it came to hitting 50, but it just didn't. Bro. It's coming for the 50s for sure. It's coming for the 50s for sure. If it get to 100, that's 25k with a 0.05 lot with 500 leverage. Which broker did you enter that with? Which is part of the 40-year cup and handle? The 40-year cup and handle. Cup. Handle. Is that how you do it? Blackpool? Oh, nice. What are the spreads like for silver on Blackpool, actually? Never even looked. You know, you can also trade gold futures on Blackpool. It's got pretty decent spreads too. Can't lie, bro. Silver. Let's have a look. Oh, it's pretty good spreads actually. It's like 1 pip spread. Not bad, not bad. What's the symbol for silver? XAG. XAG USD. XAG USD. Gold's little brother. Shit playing around on me now. Shit's playing around, dude. That's the other end of handle we're making now. Oh man, look at that beautiful city, man. Look at that beautiful city behind me. Let me just look out the window and admire it. You guys see? Yeah, it's dead, man. Open the windows, let the fresh air in. It's 12 degrees, man. It's 12 degrees, man. Gold's playing. It's playing with us. What is AUD USD doing? Let's have a look at AUD USD. Do we have any discount levels here on AUD USD? We're getting bullish liquidity right now. We're getting bullish liquidity. I'm almost getting bullish discount too. Got inside bar here. He told me that the man of my dream. I mean, the market is just trash right now, guys. This is Euro USD. Look at this. It's just trash right now. You can see we've also got a neutral bias from the indicator, so it's also telling us this pair is dead. This pair is dead. We got bullish bias here. What are we doing over here? NASDAQ. We're grabbing all sorts of bullish liquidity here on NASDAQ. I guess we're coming down into this area then. I guess when Powell speaks, we're going to spike into here and we're going to start flying again. Get ready for that. NASDAQ, NASDAQ. NASDAQ. I'm telling you, GJ has a bullish bias. We've had a bullish 15-minute buy signal right there. As well as discount. Beautiful. Look at that. I mean, I'm telling you guys, these levels are just the best levels in the game. Any pair you want. Any pair you want. Look at that. Came down. One tap into my discount area and price just started flying back to the upside. Look at that. One little tap is all that was needed for this move back up. What happened here? S&P Global Services. Damn, look at that gap in the market. Any liquidity from my liquidity level indicator? We have grabbed bearish liquidity here. This is TLS. This is bearish liquidity. From my liquidity indicator, you can see TLS right there. We grabbed that bearish liquidity. We had a bit of a sell-off back down into discount, and then we brought all the way back up. Look at my levels. Look how clean my levels are. GBP USD, we got a bullish bias. But GBP is obviously a USD pair, so we're seeing that same, we are seeing the same consolidation that we're seeing on gold here on GBP USD. We did reject this area once, twice here. We had a little bit of a move to the upside, but what's that looking like on the 5 minute? 5 minute, nice rejection of the mid range right here. Here's the mid range of this zone. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. Move to the upside. Now we're back in that area. Other thing you can look for here would be divergence, perhaps. What's cooking next for the DTG community? What is cooking next is probably going to be a new it's going to be something, it's going to be something around the scalp strategy, but it's not going to be as easily accessible as everything is right now. Only a few people are going to get picked for that, and there's going to be a lot of very upset people, I think, but it's how it has to be until some other people can prove to me their consistency long term. A bullish bias on GA, but we're kind of sold off right here. I mean, we did have, what is this level? Boom, boom, discount. I mean, I don't trade any of these pairs, guys. I'm just having a look how the market's played out today. And again, some beautiful rejection off of this discount level on GBP AUD. Am I gonna enter anything? If there's something that appears, yeah, of course. I entered 2 trades yesterday on gold during the live stream. One was a small loss, one was a nice win. It was a 0.1% loss and a 1.8% win in the end. I'm not here to force a trade every day just because I'm live streaming. I'll look for something, and if I see something that I like, that makes sense, that you know, I'm following my system, I'll take a trade. I'm not afraid to execute. I am not afraid to execute. USD JPY, we got a neutral bias. You see, we got a neutral bias here. You can obviously see very sideways right now, so you'd stay out of that market. USD CHF, I'm guessing, oh, it's bearish. We actually get a bearish bias here. We got more consolidation here. When you start seeing markets like that, just stay out. Look at that, you had some oil entries right here. 15-minute buys. DSY, DXY, neutral, US 30. US 30 is pumping right there, man. Look at that. Buy signal. BTC, what's Bitcoin doing? Bearish bias. Let's see why we have a bearish bias. Structure. Let's turn on our liquidity levels indicator. And you can see we grabbed that bearish liquidity from the highs here. Bearish liquidity from the FLS level. This is the DTG liquidity levels indicator. FLS, bearish liquidity. We grab it right here. Nice little sell off right there on BTC. Love to see that. Again, these liquidity levels, absolutely insane. Just one tap. Again, one little tap is all that was needed. See you later. You'll say it's neutral on BTC. What chart are you using? Are you using Oanda? But what I mean, Tony, there's a lot. There is still a lot that's going on and has been going on in DTG recently. Like every day, pretty much every week, there's updates. I just dropped the new system, so we got the 2024 model right here. We now have the 2025 model, the DTG Gold 2025 model. I'm constantly updating into this now. We have like what's this, 5 videos in here. Liquidity sweep or break of structure, market structure, understanding when gold moves. We got the model right here. We've also obviously got the 2024 model, which has a lot of stuff in it. So there is constant updates. A lot has changed in DTG, man. We're adapting with the markets. We're adapting well. We're actually adapting very well with the markets at the moment. What are my thoughts on gold and gold mining now? Gold mining, I have no idea. But my thoughts on gold, right now, as long as I have a bullish bias from V6, I will continue to look for buys. But I first of all need, we've already grabbed liquidity now. We've seen the reaction. We've seen a nice entry here, which would have returned like 60 pips. But at this point, I would want to see price come down into here, and I would look to buy. That's for now. That's for like the rest of New York session. Which, you know, tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow's levels are going to be different. Get them ready to watch tomorrow's. Have a lazy day tomorrow's. Oh, you got them ready to watch. Nice. Yeah, definitely watch them. Definitely watch them, Laser. This is these are the trades here. These are the trades from the 2025, a few 2024 models in here as well, but maybe I should add that as well. Maybe I should add whether it's a 2024 or a 2025 model. Most of them have it anyway. Look at these trades we've been getting, man. Yesterday's trade. This is the trade I caught yesterday. I ended up closing like 1-to-1 because it was like 3 a.m. in the morning for me. And I wanted to go to sleep. I was fucking tired. I'm tired right now. It's 2 a.m. But that was the trade. It ran for a full 1-to-2. discount. You can see discount right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections of discount. We did have a bullish bias. It's showing neutral because it's showing this bias over here, not here. But we did have a bullish bias, and then we got the 30-minute buy signal from V6, which ran there beautifully up 2%. This one was from the 16th. Discount, same thing over and over again. Discount, well, a bullish bias. Discount, 15-minute buy signal from V6. Simple, 1 to 2. Here's another one. Bullish bias. Discount. 30-minute V6 entry. Inside bar candle. Break of structure to add. And also higher time frame discount over here. This was a loss, I believe. Yeah, we had bullish bias. We had discount. We had lots of discount in here. Bullish liquidity being grabbed over here. Break of structure, inside bar. That was the first trade we took, and then I took another entry after that. But this was a losing trade. So you can see we don't have all winners, right? We're not just like flashing winners. We have losing trades too. This one here, this was a great look at that entry. Take profit 2. This is how precise the system is. Take profit 2. Reversed straight down and would have hit your stop loss. But again, a bullish bias, discount, inside bar candle, 15-minute V6 buy signal, 1 to 2. We can just keep going and going and going. September, more inside bar candles, more discount, right? So a bullish bias, discount, 30-minute V6 buy signal, 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Same thing. This was actually a neutral bias. Where is that? Wait. Yeah, this one was actually a neutral bias. So we didn't have a bullish bias here. We had a neutral bias. But we was only getting bullish discount. We was only getting rejections of the bullish areas right here. You can see SF, TF, opening gap, AOI areas in here. We can see lots of rejection. One, even over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejection. And then we get, rejection of TF, bullish liquidity here as well. SLS, bullish liquidity. And then we get the 15-minute V6 buy signal right there. As you can see, buy. Aligning with that. Beautiful. Was this a loss? Loss. Yeah, this was a loss. And again, we had a neutral bias here. A neutral bias. Right? Neutral bias. We entered, price came down. I closed half. So how we manage these trades as well. I risk 1%. I only lost 0.5% here for that loss. So risk 1%, only lost 0.5. You can see right here, I risked 1%. Risk here was 1%. And I only lost 0.25% on that trade. So that's, for me, that's almost like a break even. What was this? This was a break even. This was during August. August was a little bit tricky. We saw the buys here. Bullish bias, discount, opening gap, rejection, 15-minute buy signal. We end up getting out a break even over here. Another break even / loss. We had inside bar candles, we had discount, we had a 15-minute buy signal, we had a bullish bias. And again, this was a 1% risk. I risked 1% on this trade, only lost 0.1%. So you're seeing I've taken about 4 losses that I've shown you, and none of them together have equaled up to a 1% loss, right? That's how you stay profitable. They haven't equaled up to a 1% loss, even though I'm risking 1% per trade. I only ever lose like a very small fraction of that. But yeah, you're seeing all the entries here. Break even, loss, break even, win, break even, win, win, break even, win. Few break evens, losses, lots of wins. Break even, loss, win, 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 loss, break even. You're seeing the whole journal, man. This is the DTG journal. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. You're getting quite a strong reaction here, though. What is this candle? Nah, you got Pal talking. If I was you guys now, just call it a day, man. You got Mr. Pal speaking over here. Who knows what this guy's gonna say? Who knows? Call it a day, man. Call it a day. We come back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow we have... Oh, we don't have anything today. Today. We got, obviously, Wednesday. It's ticked over into the next day now, so it's this day. And we have PAL in like 35 minutes. After that, we don't have anything else until Thursday, and then we got Friday as well. Do I trade London session? Yeah, I trade London. What my main session is actually London session, but it's been so dog shit the last few months that it has forced me to start trading New York session. So currently I am still trading London, but I've been rarely getting any setups for London. I mean, you'll see it right here. Why doesn't it show the trading window? Let me put that on real quick. Trading window, let's put that in there. Second, you'll see this was during the first right here. So we had second, mid. So basically I have 3 trading windows. First trading window, mid window, and then second window. First window covers like pre-London / London Open. I don't necessarily trade like London session. I trade the pre-London to London Open. I always find that's like the clearest price action. Then I trade the mid window, which is the late London, mid New York, pre-New York. And then I trade the second window, which is after a little bit after New York session opens. So I don't trade like New York Open. I wait a little bit, like an hour or two, and then I trade then. So you can see second window, mid window, second, mid, second, first. So this is your London session ones right here. First. So this is when, you know, I was trading those windows. Second, mid, second, first, mid, first, mid, second, first, mid. So I do trade London, but it just hasn't been given the setups, man. Do you have the times for us? What do you mean, Ryan? The times for what? Some of my shares have gone up over 100% in the past month. That's crazy. If you like the stream, If you're live tomorrow, I'll hop on stream. Yeah, I should be live tomorrow. I'm fucked right now, man. I don't know if you guys can hear my voice, but like, oh shit. But yeah, I should be on tomorrow. Your trading session times as I'm in Africa. Are you talking about my trading windows? Like these windows? Like this is my first window, mid window, second window right here. Are you asking those times, or are you asking when I will be live? Yeah, this is gonna be a 3-hour stream almost, man. What am I doing? To be fair, it was Mr. Trump. Mr. Donald Trump. Your time... No, the times you look at... so the times I look are from 3 p.m. AEST to 7 p.m. 8 EST, then from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. 8 EST, then 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. AEST. Oh no, sorry, 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. AEST. Australian Eastern Standard Time. All right, we got 2 minutes, guys. Help me, help me, help me, help me. Where is this? There's a dog on the street. Interesting. I'm saying this is South America somewhere, but where? This is definitely South America. Is this Chile? Is this Chile? What does that say? Botica. Where's Botica? This is Chile. Is this Chile? Or is this like... Where's that? Where's Caracas? Bro, give me something. I got 30 seconds. Oh, there's a main road here. Let's have a look. It's South America. I can't tell if it's Chile or whether it's Colombia. It could be neither of them, to be honest with you. It could be neither of them. I have no idea. Oh. Wait. No. What's this say? Oh, brother. Chile. Oh, it was Peru. Brother, that is not Brazil. That is Peru. Bro said, I knew it. Brazil. Let's have a look. This is... Wait. This is my city. Oh, it is Russia. See you tomorrow, laser. I thought this was Melbourne by looking at this skyline, but it's Russia, yeah. I need to look at some signs first. Moscow. But where in Moscow? Right in the city center somewhere. Moscow. Where's Moscow again now? It's over here somewhere, right? Right here. Right in the city center. We're going to go bang. Right smack bang over here. Yes, sir. I hate these ones, man. This is... I need to see that sign. Why is that sign not getting any closer? San Antonio. This is America. Downtown. Downtown what? Jackson Street. See you tomorrow, bro. Remember, don't kiss your mom on your dad's birthday. Yuck. Downtown destinations. Hamilton Street. Downtown. Where is this? Texas? Texas. Where is Texas? I better find it. It's down here. Are you sure? San Antonio. Yeah, it is here. It is Texas. Oh, it was Houston. It was Houston. Nice, man. W's. Now watch me get this in 3 guesses. 3 guesses. 3 guesses. Damn. Maybe not. Yo, did I just cook? Maybe not. So it goes last. Then we have an L. We have an L. But I said 3 guesses. I literally said 3 guesses. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I don't want to hear anything else, man. I don't want to hear anything else. I'm the greatest. I literally said 3 guesses. Alright, man. If you guys want to join the Telegram, right? I send out some levels in here. What I'm looking for the day. Post some results. Post some of my accounts, my copy trader accounts. You can see here I'm up 30% on this one. Levels, some nice videos breaking down my strategy. You can see this one right here. My discount levels revealed. All right. I post when I go live. So if you want to join that, the link will be down below, I believe. I'm actually not too sure. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. But that was an interesting speech. That was an interesting speech by Mr. Donald Trump. I can't lie. He kind of went in a little bit on the UN right there and the European countries. Let me have a look. Click this. Yeah, Telegram right here. Telegram. You can also get my Instagram, my TikTok. See which broker I use. And come and join us over here in the Discord if you want to. But that's it, man. That's where I post all my shit on Telegram. Go follow it. Go join it. Much love. Today was a little bit frustrating unless you got in entries down here, which I personally didn't. Kind of just left, and then we didn't get like the correct retracements here. Kind of dipped in, grabbed liquidity, started playing around a little bit, and now it's pretty much dead. So I'm gonna call it. I should be live tomorrow. Make sure if you don't want to miss the live streams, to hit the notification when I go live, the bell, whatever it's called, you know what I mean? The bell. You guys know what I'm talking about. Hit that. Yeah. Much love, man. God bless. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.